And then second of all, I thought, man, what a difference a week makes. Last week, you had U.S. Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, Secret Service. Today, you got me, and I'll be lucky to get out of here without a police escort. All right, we're going to have fun as we always do. And I'll just kick it off like this. Welcome to the party. Anybody ever heard that phrase before? I'll kind of give you some context, because probably a lot of y'all, like me, are visual learners. You know, it's when somebody's really braggadocious about what they've done or found, and they think, wow, and they tell you something, and you've been doing it for a long, long time. Prime example. Okay? All this talk about Braun back in the spring, right? Had his suit on with his shorts. Take a trip with me, circa 70, 71. See that guy right there? That's me. Shorts and a suit. Ain't nothing new. Big deal. And if anybody in here that knows my sister tells her I put that up there, that is my twin sister. Side note, the worst thing about being a twin, till I was about 5, everywhere we went, Mom wanted to dress us the same. I had to throw down the gauntlet at the Mansion Cowboy and Cowgirl outfit. That was it. But the other part of that I want to talk to you about, this concerns you all. I'm not going to name names, but we had a local dignitary hit me about 2 months ago. He said, man, let me tell you something. He said, you know, I went out of state, I went and saw the DeFores. They got this thing called the PLC. You ever heard of it? I said, yeah, I've heard of it. So he goes on to talk about waivers and what schools are doing. Bear in mind, this is his area. So, and all these things. And finally, before I knew what hit me, I just shouted out, welcome to the damn party! Where you been? This has been going on in Garland County forever. We got great schools. Everything you just named, it's going on. And it's kind of that old thing, I get it. You can talk all day about me, but don't you talk about my family. In Garland County, you are my family. Yeah. You knew I was going to come back, right? Out of everything I did last year, without a doubt, most talked about thing, space. You know, again, didn't even know what it was, didn't even know what existed until last year. And like an idiot, you know, again, I asked about it. But soon after my presentation from last year, the email just come flying in. Hey, guess what? There's a full body space. Hey, they got this, they got that. And here, a couple weeks ago, we'll just call it Spanx Part 2. Fellas, hey, what about it? Yes, sir, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I see this ad. Hey, I see that ad, and I said, you better believe I don't care if it takes me 2 hours. Okay, here goes, full-on confessional. There we go. Didn't work. Hey, action shot. All right. So, false advertising just a wee bit. Okay, I'll give you a quick Dawson update from last year. Okay? Grandbabies are us. We've got grandbabies, and more grandbabies. So what I tell you, it's a great thing. I love grandbabies. Matter of fact, here in about 2 years, that's going to be my side hustle. Darren's daycare. But I say all that to say this. I've got a bunch of rough and tough women, you know, in my office. Well, I ain't going to be doing that when that grandbaby comes. The minute that grandbaby hits the office, let me tell you something, they melt like butter. And the other thing, again, my office, 5 women, me. So, again, the conversations. But the other day, this is a little on the loose, just bear with me. Walk in, they're talking about washing nipples, and I said, whoa. Because this is my too far son, doing that. And they said, you need to get a hold of yourself, grow up, and talk about baby bottles. I said, whoop, okay. All right. So we got lots and lots of grandbabies. And I'll throw this in, they're willing to give you free advice. So that's out there. Okay, Beth, you get to go with Britt. Go, Beth, right? Say hi, Beth. Where's you go? She's in here somewhere. But this is the thing about Beth. I love Beth. Very knowledgeable, great presenter. But when it comes to common sense, she gets lost in a conversation. True story. Beth, your coffee cup's upside down in the Keurig. Again. So what's that telling you? She's done it more than once. Okay, this one, again, hand to God, true story. All right, yeah. So again, I walk in, and the girls are laughing, and it's an infectious laugh. And I said, I've learned my lesson, but there I go in there. And Veronica's like, oh, you got to hear this. So anyway, we had an employee, will remain nameless, was laminating a big old something, and the wheel was squeaking. So she does one of these. And the sad part was, she said, I literally felt like I was there for 30 minutes, but it was probably more like 5, yelling, help, help, help. And she's getting sucked into the laminator. Long story short, when they throw up the big laminated collection, big old wad of hair right in the middle of it. So the PSA for today, if you're going near a laminator, at least pull your weave back, right? Okay, all right. Okay, you know me, I'm a quote guy. How many can say amen to this one? And guess what? Monday's coming, and it's gonna pay. Don't be punching kids in the face. It's the day you're gonna punch in the face. All right, going back. Let it marinate. Yeah. Hey, you early joiners, that means you've probably been there, right? Okay. All right. What about this one? Oh yeah. Just remember, Christmas is not that far away. All right. Okay. And this one, I'm guilty of this one. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you what, my son, he's like a coffee connoisseur, and we'll go in Starbucks, and he's one of these Gen Xers. He knows how to top it up. Give me a half latte, whatever. It almost sounds like Waffle House Part 2. You know what I'm saying? The way they throw all that out there. But anyway, I know they're sitting there drilling holes in the back of my head because I'm going, and then I look at him and I go, do I want a large? What is a large coffee? And so I get up there and I say, I want a large coffee. And he's like, oh my God, we stood in line for 20 minutes for that? So anyway, it's coming. Speaking of, okay, true story again, driving home. This is Honest God's Truth. One day, and I'm driving, interstate going home, and I thought, does that say what I think it says? Sure enough. I'll blow it up just a second, but I'm doing 85 to get behind there and taking a picture of the frame of the cops on around. So let me blow it up. How about that? Nationwide. Again, y'all need to give my wife some love because I said, that's going to be my t-shirt this year. I said, that's teachers. Man, they have it every day. All right. This is what happens when you don't pour into your kids. Huh? I'm telling you, I guarantee you, I probably had either him or his brother in quote-unquote study hall, for sure. Okay, here's a motivational picture for you. You know how everybody has that achieve, dream. How about putting this one up there? That's an actual post. Got suspended twice in school, suspended 5 times, always skipped classes, had a 2.4 GPA, did nothing but F around. You can do it, kids. So what I'm telling you is, honestly, think about her life could have been different. Somebody would have poured into her, right? One person encouraged her, and she, I don't know, maybe a 2.9. But anyway, all right. Okay, I always try to give you folks a good read, right? This is a good one, grit. I know we kick grit around, what is grit? So I'll hit the highlights. Grit. willingness to persevere despite difficulty and initial failure. We talk about that all the time. You'll hear me say it over and over. Failing forward. It's not about getting knocked down how many times. It's about the ability to get up. And like I say, in this world of education and innovation, there's no reason any of us shouldn't be failing forward. Talent is less important than grit for achieving success. Now, she may have just had this just to sell the book, but honestly, she did like a 3-year study, and she had like this grit scale that they followed certain people around, and time after time, the folks that were willing to get up and keep going outperform those with the natural raw talent. High achievers improve their skills through difficult and deliberate practice. Again, that hits home educationally. I mean, if we want to be successful, practice, right? Gritty cultures or communities can create gritty individuals. You know, insert school right there. You know, if you'll model that grit, talk to the kids, it's okay to fail. I mean, you're not going to do perfect work every time, but at least try to encourage you. And the last one, where my coach is at, extracurricular activities encourage the development of grit. And I've always said that about coaches because this is the thing. I mean, if they're trying to teach them a certain skill, they'll do it over and over and over until they get it right. So, who goes to the coach? All right. Okay, we're at a point now, and I'm at a point in my life where I wrote a few things down and kept a few things because I want to make sure that I did. You know, speaking of coaches, I were one at one time. But I will tell you this, one of the ways that we improve as coaches, and teachers too, you look at, you know, what am I good at? What am I not so good at? So, with that being said, you know, last year after we did our thing, we got feedback, we got our evaluations, and as I was looking at some of the comments, this one stood out to me. It says, I've been teaching for 27 years. I know how to motivate my students. I felt the day could have been more productive by having a more relevant topic. Okay, so you know how to motivate them, right? But the question becomes, are you motivated, right? Because here's the deal. I know what it takes to lose weight, right? But you plan to see it. I ain't doing it. Right? People, but sidebar, we had this little group come around that does the wellness check, and then the big focus is on BMI. You know, they're going to start looking at that. And let me tell you, the struggle is real to stay obese and not jump into morbidly obese for me. It's there. So anyway, as I was, thinking about that, I just want, if that person's here, I want to apologize if you felt like you were in church and I was preaching to the choir, okay? But I will say this, I promise not to preach today, but we about to go to church up in here.
Yeah.
somebody to do when you go up to church. All right, I learned that. Okay, let me show you this next slide. Y'all gonna be excited about this. Ready? Hey, hold on. Let me tell you something. I am lying. I just want y'all to pay attention to that few minutes. All right. I just have thought about that. This looks like a Bible. The plates will be coming down in about 30 seconds. So, dig deep. I want to talk to you real quick. I promise I'm going to get you out of here. And but a couple of thoughts that I had. One of them I stumbled upon, and it's something that I'm going to do. I've got to get better at. But first of all, let me tell you this: if you don't journal, even you mentally can, do it for your kids if nothing else. Take the time to write down memories, that kind of thing. All right? I've probably got 5 or 6 of these sitting around the house. My wife would say about a dozen. But I got one in my nightstand, all kinds of places. I'm just constantly writing stuff down. And hopefully a positive thought I can share with somebody. One of them recently, actually, was the law of recency. And that's where you end your day by writing down 3 people that you love. And I would want to encourage you, write down the names of 3 students. And I'm not talking about these ones that are easy to love like Tommy Gillard. Not those kind of students at all. What I'm saying is find those kids that need somebody to love, need somebody to encourage them, need somebody to pull the best out of them. And once you write those 3 names down, you got to write down this day, write down 3 things that you were thankful for. And then finally, the 3 things that you're going to do the next day that's going to help somebody else. And they say the best time to do that is before bed and when you wake up. So you can go to sleep thinking about it, you wake up thinking about it. Okay, so I said I wasn't going to preach quasi, right? I want to talk to you just a minute about purpose. Some of these next few thoughts I've got when I was away in church, I listened to and jotted down. How about this one? We were created on purpose for a purpose. And when you wake up in the morning and you got a pulse, you got a purpose. John Gordon says this: you got to live with purpose. And it's not just about making yourself better, it's about making those around you better as well. All right. The other thing, how about this one? Be the example rather than the excuse. I go back to that funny picture of that girl. If somebody would have stepped up and been the example, she wouldn't have the excuse to say, school sucks, school's not for me, I can't do it, I won't do it. So be the example, not the excuse. The worst behavior that you tolerate it sets the culture, is what I'm trying to say. So remember that. School's starting on Monday. That's time to set the culture in the classroom, in your district. So, I talked to a guy the other day. He said he was from one of the big organizations in the state. He said, I love seeing all these before school rallies or whatever you call it. But he said, let's check in with them about Thanksgiving. And oddly, it kind of hacked me off, to be honest with you. But oddly enough, sometimes that's true. So what I'm telling you, find it within yourself to find the good in every student and every day. I've said it often, these kids, a lot of them, we don't even know, will be the only positive experience they get during the day. So remember that. The only positive experience very well could be you. This is another favorite one of mine. Don't be a teacher. Be the teacher. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can be a teacher, but are you the teacher? Are you the teacher that's going to look for the kids I'm talking about? Are you the teacher that's going to go out of your way and notice the kids hungry or hadn't bathed in a couple of days? So what I'm telling you, every day, I know it's a struggle. You got to get in there and look for that. But be the teacher. And I will say, church isn't the only place I get inspiration. For instance, how about Sam Adams' beer commercial? Huh? Life's not about your glass being half empty or half full. It's about filling it up. So, again, what I take away from that is make memories. How many parents of young kids are in here? Okay, I'm going to share you a little bit of wisdom. A guy named Randy Hornbeck, dear friend of mine, when my son Hayden, who's 19 now, he was about 2 or 3, he said, I want you to do one thing for me. I said, okay. He said, I didn't do it, but if I had to do it again, I would. He said, anytime when he gets old enough, you go to Walmart, you go to Target, wherever, you're walking through the sports section, he picks up a ball and wants to throw it across the entire store. By golly, step in there and do it. We did it, didn't we? We got in trouble by your mama, didn't we? But hey, I'm telling you, some of the best times we had, we'd be playing volleyball over 2 aisles and you know, my wife could see the ball flying in the air going, y'all get over here. She knew it was us. Okay, so this is what I will tell you. Every day is not going to be a great day. You're going to have a bad day from time to time, right? But take nothing away, right? From today, I want you to take this with you. When you feel like your day is terrible, right? Terrible, terrible, terrible. And you feel like giving up, let me tell you something. That's when you got to rise up and give it your all.
I'll rise like the day.
I don't care, because here's the deal. Everybody in this room has such a, I don't know what I would say, probably an incredible responsibility coming to you on Monday, right? But here's the thing that's even better than that. Oh, what an awesome opportunity. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I hope you all have a great year. I appreciate you taking a few minutes and spending with me and having some fun this year. But whatever you do, please, please, please put those kids first in your heart and in your life when you're at school. Again, thank y'all. God bless. Good luck.